I would imagine even though I'm graduating from Thomas More, I'll still be around. Like I just don't really let go of anything. I like being able to build a community and then see it through.
This is More to the Story, a podcast of Thomas More University. We highlight the people of Thomas More, their experiences, aspirations, and how passion meets purpose and drives possibility forward. Join us as we foster conversation and connection, because we know there's always more to the story.
Welcome to More to the Story. I'm your host, Michael Weller. We're back with another episode where we're focusing on the people creating momentum and moving our Thomas More University community forward. We're meeting those who are putting their aspirations into action and the people who you should get to know because they're a driving force on campus. Let's get to today's guest, Ethan Ruschman. Ethan is a senior psychology major with a pre-occupational therapy minor. With a passion for service, Ethan is the service coordinator for campus ministry, the philanthropy chair for the Alpha Delta Gamma fraternity, and is the student representative on the St. Serve Committee. He is also a member of the Monsignor Cleaves Honors Program and Psi Chi, the psychology club here on campus. Ethan, welcome.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for, well, first, how are you? How are you? Sorry, I should probably reciprocate that.
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here. Excited to see what you have for me.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for coming on the podcast. We're excited to have you. So, I mentioned you're pretty into service these days. Where do you think that comes from? And just kind of give an overview of how you're putting that into action here on campus at Thomas More.
Yeah. So I think definitely it stems from my faith. I'm Catholic and I was raised Catholic. And so just kind of seeing how there'd be collections for the poor and stuff like that, I think that was a really key thing that played in to me wanting to get into service. My parents are super dedicated in a lot of different organizations. They're still involved with the high school that I went to, the grade school that I went to, our parish. So just watching them and modeling them, I think was huge for me as well. And
That's
I'm
awesome.
also a pretty empathetic person. So it's difficult for me to know that people are suffering, and if I'm not doing anything to help them, then I don't think I can really be that upset about it. So I think that also drives me a lot as well.
I gotcha. So I want to get into kind of the nuts and bolts of it. So tell me, we'll start with, you're on the St. Serve Committee. Tell me what goes into that, and if there's anything new going on there.
Yeah, so last summer, I kind of had the idea of St. Serve is a day that we do here in the fall every year where the whole university is off and they get a day to go and serve at a local nonprofit organization. Sometimes they're on campus, but just kind of a day for everyone to take a step back and reflect on how blessed we are and to show that to the rest of the community. And I kind of had the idea of what if we did one a semester, right? It's only one day off. That's not a huge bargain. So I contacted President Chillo and said, hey, I have this idea. Would you be interested? And he responded back and was like, absolutely. And just the quickness with how that got underway, and I was added to the St. Serve Committee, and we've just been planning for the spring date in April, and just seeing how quick moving I was able to go to him and be like, hey, I have this idea that I think would be really helpful, and him to just kind of accept that and like immediately go into something, I think was really cool. And I just felt really like blessed that we have a president and a university that supports ideas like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we're certainly blessed that you came up with that idea. Obviously, it hasn't happened yet, upcoming in the spring, but I think that's something I certainly look forward to. I always have a good time with St. Serve, and clearly you do as well. So now I want to switch gears just a little bit. You're the philanthropy chair for the fraternity that you and I are both involved in, Alpha Delta Gamma, and also the service coordinator for campus ministry. Tell me a little bit about what's going on there.
Yeah, so it's a lot of different, more like minuscule efforts with that. Like for the fraternity, we went and served at the DCCH, the Diocesan Catholic Children's Home, and just kind of played dodgeball with them and just gave them a break from their day that can tend to be pretty monotonous when you're living at that facility for a long stretch of time. So more smaller like opportunities like that are kind of what I do when it comes to campus ministry and the fraternity. One major thing we're doing with the fraternity right now is a toy drive from now until finals week in December that is focused on collecting toys for the Ronald McDonald House by Cincinnati Children's. And just seeing how much, like as of right now, we're only 1 week into the drive and we already have over 20 toys and our goal was 100. So just seeing how that's kind of built off and the support around that has been really incredible as well. We have a few huge scale things coming up next semester that I'm really excited about. One was the Saint Serve thing that I'm on the committee for that, but campus ministry is doing a fundraiser for the Zero Suicide team at Cincinnati Children's. It's kind of coming off the back of just wanting to kind of help end the stigma around mental health. And so we're doing a huge fundraiser on February 24th in Ziegler Auditorium for that the whole campus is invited to. All alumni can come, anyone in the Thomas More community, to kind of raise money for them so that they can help them with their efforts to end suicide. The fraternity is also doing a huge fundraiser on March 21st at a local park with Strides for Sarcoma, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to ending sarcoma, which is a type of cancer. So that's going to be a walkathon at a local park. And so just kind of getting all these bigger picture things together that can really make a difference for a lot of different people's lives has been kind of my drive, and to make the spring semester like a really big one for all of the organizations I'm involved in, which it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of stuff that's fun and I enjoy doing it.
That's a lot more stuff than honestly I knew about, or at least is on the forefront of my mind. I don't know. How do you even handle that? I mean, I know you just listed 2 things that you're involved in, but there's so many different activities. How do you do that and manage, your personal life and also school? As far as I'm concerned, you're a straight A student. You're a very smart guy. How do you manage that?
I mean, it's not easy. I think a lot of that is why I'm like, oh, that's for the spring semester, right?
Yeah.
Give me the time and the months to sort of plan that and make it so that it's as high impact as it can be. So I just I like to do things in little bits, this week I'll make sure we get a food truck for the walkathon for the fraternity. And so that was contacting Marty's Waffles, making sure they were willing to come and support, and they are. So if you like Marty's Waffles, you should come.
Absolutely.
But just doing little things like that, breaking it up, it makes it a lot easier. It takes a lot of stress off my plate, and it makes it so that I can get things done in a timely fashion while also juggling the other things I'm involved in.
Gotcha. Awesome. So you're a senior, as I mentioned earlier. What do you plan to do after graduation? And then also, I can't imagine you're just going to stop with this whole service thing that you got going on and go cold turkey with that. So how do you think you're going to incorporate service into your career or life after college?
Yeah, so you mentioned in the intro that I'm a pre-occupational therapy minor. So the next step for me after this is going to doctorate school to get my OTD, a doctorate of occupational therapy. And OT in general, one of the things that's really exciting to me about that is that it's service. I mean, I'm going to get paid for it, but it's still service, helping people get back to their daily occupational functioning if they've gotten hurt. Or I specifically want to work with kids with disabilities because I have a couple cousins that have Down syndrome and autism that have really shaped who I am. And so getting to work with them is a really service-oriented job as well. Just getting to work with them and make sure that they're all doing okay and can live the best life that they can. I also always say that I've never really graduated from anywhere that I've gone to. I'm still a youth minister at my parish where I went to grade school. I'm part of the senior retreat team at the high school that I go to. We also just started auditions and callbacks for our senior play. I'm a director of that. So I would imagine, even though I'm graduating from Thomas More, I'll still be around. Like I just don't really let go of anything. I like being able to build a community and then see it through. So I think just kind of keeping up with everything, making sure everything goes smoothly is a big part of that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, once again, from me at least, and the fraternity and campus mission, we appreciate you very much. Okay. Looking back, right, you're graduating a year early, so you haven't had the full 4 years here at Thomas More, but what's been your favorite experience in your time here?
This is a good question. It's really hard for me to narrow it down to one. I think when I think about like what I love most about this campus, it just comes back to like the people that I get to have these experiences with. I mean, like for one, I brought up with St. Cyr, just being able to reach out to the president of a university, get a response back within a week, and then like be able to do something like St. Cyr. Just that's major to me. Like I have that kind of relationship with the president of something. You don't get that anywhere else, right? And same thing with like my professors. Like I know all of them by name. They know me by name. I can go to their office hours. And then like friends like you and my other friends that I've met here, just like getting to experience life with them and grow along with them has been really major. And I think that is just getting to meet people has been my favorite experience.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. Now I want to know if there's any, message maybe to a student out there that's looking to get involved with service or really just in general getting involved on campus. What would you say to them?
I think the most important thing is to figure out what you're passionate about. Like there are certain things that get me really excited about service, and there are things that don't get me excited.
Yeah.
Like the Zero Suicide, the Strides for Sarcoma, those are organizations that I hold really close to my heart based on personal experiences that I've had with both. But other things like I'm not a huge, like I don't really want to go pick up garbage on the side of the road. I know a lot of people see the importance of that and stuff. That's just not for me. But if you're passionate in that, go do it. Like I think that's a really easy way to get involved in an organization that matters to you. And there are so many great ones around here. I have like a building list. So you can always email me if you want. And also like start things with your friends. Just like say, hey, for 2 hours one day, we're going to go to the store, we're going to buy a couple of things, and then we're just going to spend time like putting them in bags and delivering them to a homeless shelter. Like, especially right now as it gets colder, I think that's an easy way. You can talk with your friends the whole time. You can have a movie on or something while you're just packing bags, but you're doing something that means something to people. And I also think people forget how anything can be service. Like if you're just walking down like the sidewalk at Thomas More and you meet eyes with someone, smile at them. Like that's a small thing. You don't think it means anything, but like what if that person was having a terrible day and your smile just helped them? Like that's an act of service. So I think just generally having a service oriented mind, like you're doing a lot more things than you probably realize already. So for sure, just kind of keep it up, find things you're passionate about and get involved.
My goodness, this guy's a superstar. I don't even know where to go from that. That was awesome. Really appreciate all you're doing here on campus. I truly believe you're making this place absolutely better, and you are truly driving us forward as well. So as we close, is there anything else that maybe we forgot to go over that you wanted to mention, or how can we find out more about what you're doing here on campus and maybe next semester and whatnot?
Yeah. I think we covered most of it. If you want to get involved, you can definitely email me. My email is erusch, RUSCH 8080 at thomasmore.edu. That's a really easy way to just be like, hey, I'm interested in helping. I can definitely use help. So I'll take it in any way that I can. Both with the Zero Suicide and the Strides for Sarcoma, the big fundraisers that are coming up, there will be more information sent out like as we get more into it and we make flyers and stuff like that. I would hope by the beginning of the next semester. So hopefully you're starting to see more things on campus by the time that like this episode comes out. But definitely email me if you're interested, or talk to like the campus ministry team or the fraternity people. Like they all know me, they know my contact information. So I think that's an easy way to kind of get involved with those things and really make a difference on this campus. But yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Well, once again, thank you for your time today. This has been a really fun episode. We're happy to have you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely. That's it for today's episode. Please follow along as we look for what's more to the story. You can find us on Spotify and YouTube. This episode was produced by Kendra Yurt, Kristen Gallagher, and the marketing and communications team at Thomas More University. Artwork and editing by Kendra Yurt.